Worries go down better with soup than without. For evil to flourish, it only requires good men to do nothing. He who cannot accept reproof cannot become great. Start with what is right rather than what is acceptable. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Trust yourself. Create the kind of self that you will be happy to live with all your life. Make the most of yourself by fanning the tiny, inner sparks of possibility into flames of achievement. When I was young, I admired clever people. Now that I am old, I admire kind people. Join the community. The wolf snatches only the stray sheep that wanders off from the flock. A candle is a small thing. But one candle can light another. And see how its own light increases. As a candle gives its flame to the other, you are such a light. A summary of every Jewish holiday: they tried to kill us, we won, let's eat. Everyone complains about a lack of money, but none complain about a lack of brains. Sometimes the road less traveled is less traveled for a reason. Even a secret agent can't lie to a Jewish mother. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. As long as the world is turning and spinning, we're gonna be dizzy and we're gonna make mistakes. We can endure much more than we think we can. All human experience testifies to that. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. We must take sides. Neutrality helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. All good ideas start out as bad ideas, that's why it takes so long. Freedom is won, not on the battlefield, nor in the political arena, but in human imagination and will. To defend a land, you need an army. But to defend freedom, you need education. To achieve great things, two things are needed: a plan, and not quite enough time. If you are not a better person tomorrow than you are today, what need have you for a tomorrow? Don't be afraid of discovering that the real you may be different than the current you. Life is like a piano. What you get out of it depends on how you play it. He who angers you conquers you. An unexamined life is not worth living. The purpose of life is a life of purpose. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. When I despair, I remember that all through history the ways of truth and love have always won. There have been tyrants and murderers, and for a time they can seem invincible, but in the end they always fall. Think of it always. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. If you see what needs to be repaired and how to repair it, then you have found a piece of the world that God has left for you to complete. The highest form of worship is to bring joy to another person. Be the change you want to see in the world. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. In seeking wisdom, the first step is silence, the second listening, the third remembering, the fourth practicing, the fifth teaching others. A person who has no faith is like a vessel without water. In life, we must be prepared for the unexpected. The only constant is change. When faced with adversity, it is important to remember that every cloud has a silver lining. A half-truth is a whole lie. Don't throw away the old bucket until you know whether the new one holds water. Don't throw away the old bucket until you know whether the new one holds water. Forgive your enemies but never forget their names. A penny saved is a penny earned. If you want something done, ask a busy person. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Worry is like a rocking chair, it gives you something to do but never gets you anywhere. The deaf man heard the dumb man heard that the blind man saw the lame man run away very quickly. If the problem can be solved for money, it's not a problem, it's a cost. God gave man 2 ears and 1 mouth so that he would listen more and talk less. Don't be sweet or you'll be eaten. Don't be bitter or they'll spit you out. Fear the goat from the front, the horse from behind, the fool from all sides. The guest and the fish begin to smell after 3 days. Parents teach children to play sports, children of parents teach to be silent. With famous people it's not as good as without them it's bad. The world of people will disappear not because there are many, but because there are many non-humans. No matter how sweet love is, you can't cook compote from it. Those who do not have children bring them up well. Aging, a person sees worse, but more. If your deeds exceed your knowledge, then your values are known, but if you know beyond your deeds, then they are useless. Beware of those who promise something for nothing. From a distance, all people are good. Women lie even when they are silent. If you drop the gold and the book, pick up the coil of the book. If a wise man is found conversing with a fool, know that 2 fools are talking. Gray hair is a sign of old age, not wisdom. It is more difficult to be well silent than to speak well. Knowledge that is paid for is remembered.